Hey everybody, welcome to day 5, and today we're going to go through for our mobility challenge. We're going to go through a mini flow. This is one of my favorite series of poses to work through before like a run or a lower body workout. So let's get started. Also want to help you remember, you guys, that mobility can be done anywhere. So here I am on one of my favorite trails and getting ready to just move that body a little bit before moving into my run. So take a couple of breaths and just really connect to your space. Connect to this beautiful body that is so strong. Take a breath up and inhale. You're going to step your left foot back. Find high or crescent lunge. So oppositional work here. The hands can always come down to the sides of the body for an option. Shifting weight forward into your right shin, push back through your left heel, let that chest open, and as we exhale, breathe into and expand that left hip. Again, anytime those hands can come down to the sides of the body, but as those hands come up, let that stretch move all the way through the body. Transition, taking your back foot, spinning it perpendicular, find warrior 2. Feel the strength. It's a warrior pose, you guys. We are warriors of strength and power, finding stillness and quiet. Inhale, shift that weight forward, and exhale, transition into Trikonasana. This is my favorite transition. Tucking your tailbone towards me, I want you to push down through the bottoms of your feet and lift up through that left hand, feeling that expanding space in that rib cage, hugging up with those core muscles, those obliques, and then on that next breath, take it into extended triangle Trikonasana pose, taking that length all the way through the tips of the finger. Go ahead and spin that top hand, spin the body back down, chest and hips square. Coming to lizard variation. Here's another lizard variation. So I'm going to bring my back knee down to the floor, and I'm just going to move through a little tiny chaturanga push-up here. I'm hugging the triceps to my knee, hugging the elbows to my rib cage. And then second variation is in that high runner's lunge. So just using the breath here, deep inhales, deep exhales, just really starting to get the blood moving and flowing. Continue to breathe here, and I want you to really, again, focus on expanding through that left hip here. This is another deep emphasis pose. Take that next breath, standing forward, and inhale, take the breath up. Exhale, bring those hands down to our heart center. Take your next breath up, and we're going to step our opposite foot back. So right foot steps back once again. We're finding that crescent lunge. So now we're shifting oppositionally into that left shin bone, pushing back through the right heel. I want you to engage every ounce of core, of gusto that you can find, and hug, 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 hug. Take those arms up and just breathe. Let that chest open. Back foot's going to spin open. We find our warrior 2 here. Feel the strength, feel the power. You're going to notice I'm actually trying to adjust. So the tailbone is square. The tendency is to want to let that tailbone tilt or that body to tilt forward. Okay, that spine is long and tall. The strength comes in the legs. Inhale, shift the weight forward, and once again, find our triangle pose. Remember, that hand can stay at the hip, okay? If we've got mobility issues with that shoulder, just work the shoulder blade back, work that retraction, and over time we can add extension, okay? There's more leverage here when that arm's extended out. Take that arm to extended right or extended triangle pose. Again, option is to keep the hand at the hip here and work that expansion. Bring both hands to the inside. Right knee drops to the floor, and again we move through that chaturanga push-up here, and the option is to keep that back leg lifted as I'm showing you now. I'm hugging, notice that left knee to the left tricep and left shoulder. Really work the strength here. Okay, we're warming that body up, getting it ready to go. Take one hand to either side of that front foot and step forward with the back foot. Inhale, take that breath up, pushing from that floor. Take that expansive breath, and then exhale. Bring those hands to heart center. So now you're going to spin, and we're going to find a Skandasana. We're going to move into these later on in our mobility challenge, but we're just going to move through this. Just some side squatting lunges. Here's a couple variations. First one was with the toes lifted. The second option is with both feet planted. and I'm pushing into those feet. Notice again, we don't have to always be in bare feet to have 5 or 10 minutes to work through our mobility. I'm sitting back into my hips, like I'm sitting my butt cheeks into a chair here. And then same thing, triceps are pushing into those inner thighs, and I'm hugging back to make sure that I've got oppositional contraction working so that we're not injuring the joints. Continue to sit those hips back into that chair. Notice the length in my spine. I'm still working the chest down towards the floor, down towards that mat. Inhale, come back to center. Shift that weight forward, wide forward fold. Notice the hips are slightly coming forward, but I'm still pushing weight through the heels. Take a nod, yes and no, and then inhale, take that breath up once again. Heel toe the feet back together. And take that breath up. Deep expanding breath. Exhale, bring those hands to heart center and thank this amazing body, you guys. The quick challenge, get ready to go.